Hi, I'm Erica Ramirez, founder of Illy and host of What About Your Friends, a podcast dedicated to the many lives of friendship and how it's portrayed in pop culture. Every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed, I talk to my best friend Stephen Othello and your favorites from within the Ringer and beyond about friendships on TV, in movies, pop culture, and our real lives. So join me every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed where we try to answer the question TLC asked back in the day, what about your friends?
This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements, so many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. Welcome to Bachelor Party. I'm Juliet Litman. I'm here with Callie Curry. Hi, Callie.
Hello.
Have you ever been marketed to as much as this Barbie movie is marketing to women right now?
To women or to people in general? It's everywhere. What is their marketing budget?
It's gotta be huge. It's absolutely huge and really well thought out.
Well, you know what? I think we can solve the writer's strike if we just took the budget for this Barbie movie's marketing and paid writers. We'd be in a much better place.
We're going to get into that because Charity's group, not the writer's strike, but we could, I guess. But Charity's group date was all about Barbie. And I want to start there. But of course, we'll also talk about Brayden and Warwick, much more. And of course, a little Love Island.
Oh, Warwick.
Oh my God. Should we start with Warwick, actually? I'm going to start with the group date.
I mean, it'll be quick.
I know.
There's not a lot to cover.
Who has more to say? Us about Warwick or Warwick about anything?
Us about Warwick. Warwick about anything is like, there has to be hard capped. By the way, which I've said on the show probably a million times, my husband's not a talker, but he can have conversations with people even when he doesn't want to. He can do it. I'm so confused why Warwick came on the show.
I'm so confused about why he got a one-on-one. Like, why?
We can jump into this later, but her decision making is very much in question at this point.
It's really weird. I was like, was this a producer idea? I doubt it because the TV was so bad. Like, as a producer, you don't want Warwick on a one-on-one.
No, I wrote in my notes, Warwick had to have been chosen because she knew she didn't like him and just wanted to like get him out of the way. He can't speak. Those are my notes.
I just don't know why. Like, okay, let's play this out. If it was a producer, do you give her a one-on-one to like balance out everything else that's been happening? Like, from the production perspective, it's not even really funny to have it. Like, it didn't go spectacularly badly. It was just extremely awkward. It's like an online date when you have nothing in common and you just both want to get out of there. And it was weird.
I don't think it was a producer. I think that she makes horrible decisions. Also, he is good looking. So I'm wondering if she was like...
I mean, all these guys are for the most part.
Yeah, I feel like he's more my type than some of the other guys. Okay. He looks very young, but outside of that, I think he's very attractive.
Yeah, he looks like a Disney character to me, like a Disney prince.
He could absolutely be a Disney prince.
Yeah, like send him to Disney World so he can start playing all those guys. Prince Eric, Aladdin, get him in costume.
I would love to see Warwick, except for someone would have to write a script for him.
Maybe they didn't think he could write a song. That's why he couldn't go on the group date.
Even then, I'm not confident with a script if he'd be able to pull it off, but maybe. But I was like, maybe she thought like he's he kind of is like a different version of Joey, like looks wise.
Is that just because of their hair?
Maybe.
They both sort of have like
Hair.
floppy-ish hair.
They're very slight.
Yeah.
They both look kind of young. They both have big eyes.
Joey's actually seems fun though, so that's pretty rude to Warwick.
Oh, no, I'm talking about looks wise only.
Okay. So
I'm wondering if she's like, I'm so attracted to him, so like let me see if there's something there because I haven't heard anything.
Right. Like maybe he was doing eye contact. She's really into eye contact, and she's like, maybe that will translate into words. I don't know. I think maybe she wants to give everyone a chance, like, which is nice of her. But some guys just like have to go. I mean, luckily she got rid of Spencer last week. I don't understand.
Are you not as offended by her choices?
I mean, what are the choices that are offending you?
Like everything.
Okay.
Why is Brayden on the one-on-one after everything that you just went through last week? Why are you keeping Brayden here still? Why did you choose Warwick? Why did you choose Double Denim Ken for your winner? Because of what?
Let's start with Double Denim Ken. That guy, his name's Sean, which is very hard to remember. Double Denim Ken is probably his name for the rest of the time, and we'll just be calling him Ken. Ken is going to crush it on Paradise. Like, I know he's not winning this show, but he clearly talks a lot. He clearly likes the attention. I kind of thought he wore the outfit well. Like when he wore like the Ken underwear, like as Calvin's, I kind of was like, he kind of looks good.
To compare it to someone like Dotun, yeah, Dotun, you looked insane.
Why did he put the wig on? I guess to look like Ken.
Why did he keep flipping it?
I don't know.
Take it off.
Also, as Barbie, like in recent years, Barbie introduced more diverse dolls. Like
Black Ken?
Yeah, they introduced Black Ken. They introduced like a lot of different Kens. I don't think Black Ken had to wear a blonde wig.
I have a 5-year-old daughter. I know very much about what Barbie has done in the past 5 years.
Is your daughter into Barbie?
Very into Barbies.
Really?
Not into the Barbie movie at all because I'm pretty sure it's for adults.
It's for adults, yeah.
Which is also strange, but loves Barbies.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know. She likes any doll. She plays, like everything's an imaginary thing. So anything that you can play imaginary play with, she's into. And she's insanely girly.
Interesting. But she also loves sports, right? Like being active.
Loves every sport. I asked her, because we're moving, obviously. I asked her what are the after school activities that she would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she said ballet, art, soccer, basketball, tennis.
Awesome. I feel like that's what Barbie wants, though. I was just reading a really good article on Bloomberg about the history of Barbie. And it was like supposed to be for girls to be able to imagine a different like future for themselves versus like just being mothers. Because before Barbie, there was no doll for girls. It wasn't about like babies, essentially.
No, you mean like the dolls that were there were literally about being a mom.
Yes. Yeah.
Carter likes those dolls too.
Okay, great. But she clearly likes everything. She likes more than that.
But to your point, like you can buy just like a singular Barbie.
Right.
But they're much harder to find. Like if you go to Target, most of the Barbies are like vet Barbie, safari Barbie, astronaut Barbie. Like they're all like different occupations.
I liked how Michael was so offended that Dotun didn't have a jetpack or an oxygen tank, and therefore he wasn't a legitimate astronaut Ken. Just like, what are you talking about?
I laughed at that, but to be fair, Dotun's costume was crazy to me.
It was just like, it looked like he had finished a marathon and he was like covered in that marathon blanket, you know?
Very sloppily done, astronaut Ken.
Very poor. Maybe it didn't fit him horribly. He's so tall. Yeah.
Yes, it did not fit him.
So that's not his fault.
And the wig just topped it all off. But would you say that Double Denim Ken's performance was much better than everyone else's?
No, in fact,
all he did was kiss her at the end.
In fact, I thought James, who gets no screen time and I believe is now gone, and afterwards fought with Double Denim Ken over time with Charity. I thought he was the best singer, actually. And I was like, wow, he got robbed. So that's too bad.
I actually liked James, and I liked that what he said to Double Denim Ken. Like, he didn't make it into a thing, but he was also like, dude, I won't get time, and I'll probably go home. And Double Denim Ken was like, you know what? I actually would feel bad about that. And he was like, thank you. Like, that does absolutely nothing for me.
I thought that was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, that I would say, what's his name? James?
James, yeah.
this whole episode, he gave a lot and then went home.
I know. James got robbed. You're right. That's bad decision making by Charity.
100%. She's too busy spending time with Brayden and Aaron and Double Denim Ken, and Warwick. What are we doing, Charity?
I'm glad you brought up Aaron. We need to, before we get into him though, a couple of things and people we've already noted. Dotun, I'm obviously all in on. I really like him. We'll talk more about him in a second. But at the beginning of his performance, I think he did a dab, and I just don't know about that. It was sort of like a...
Was it a dab? It was more like a...
Callie's doing like a bow and arrow kind of move.
If people could see me right now.
What was that move?
I feel like people do it before they race. It's like a sprinter's thing.
Like a... what's the name of the great Usain Bolt? I feel like he does that kind of thing.
Yes.
But
not a dab.
I thought he leaned. Did he lean forward or did he lean back? A dab, you lean forward.
He squatted.
A Usain Bolt,
he squatted.
Okay, so it was the Usain Bolt.
He squatted down.
Fine, you're right. Slightly better, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous about Dotun. I feel like if I get to know him a lot more, I might not like him as much. But right now, I like him.
I like Dotun. I agree with you, but I'm not nervous in I'm not gonna like him. He seems more like
he's really corny.
Yeah, but corny's fine to me. I like corny.
Especially for Charity. Yeah.
He
seems corny
for
too.
Sure. He's precious. I don't know how else to describe him. Do I think I'm going to want to have sex with him even though he's very good looking? No.
Yeah. Yeah, he sort of takes himself and life really seriously. It's
yeah.
He's
but I think he's
precious,
earnest.
Yeah.
Yeah, precious, earnest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like him though. Why did she take him to her room to just picture him in her bedroom? I mean, we didn't see anything happen between them, but if I'm him, I'm like, why'd you take me?
They didn't even kiss, did they?
No.
They did a side hug.
Yeah, they just talked about words of affirmation. And I'm just like, if you're taking me to your room, I hope it's for a reason. I think I'm too sex forward in my analysis of The Bachelor. I'm always like, why didn't they have sex?
Well, that is a problem with the show. There should be more sex on the show.
Definitely.
Period.
Definitely.
Just because there's more sex in the real world. Most people, would you say, what's your percentages?
Of what?
What percentage of people have sex before they get married with their partner?
90%.
Okay.
What do you say?
Got around the same page. I was going to say around 90.
Yeah. Especially people who get older. But
don't you think that there's communities where they would think that's crazy for us to say?
Yes, of course. But I think that is an increasingly smaller and smaller part of at least America.
Wait. Speaking of sex positiveness, my sister-in-law, when we were on our trip, was like, I would love to have a sex positive podcast. Would you do it with me? And I was like, absolutely. I would love that. And Seth was like, my husband was like, there's nothing that I want less than that to happen.
He's Kiki Palmering you.
He's like, why in the world would I want a podcast out there where it's my wife and my sister talking about sex? No, thank you.
Well, he doesn't have to listen. Podcasts are on demand.
I know. I was like, don't worry about him. I'll do it with you.
Also, I don't think you would talk about yourself exclusively. You would just be talking. It's like being sex positive.
Yes.
I think let's take this conversation offline, Callie. I have a lot of thoughts
okay.
about the opportunities in the podcast space. Back to why she brought Dotun to her room. I hope they made out. We didn't get to see it.
You know what that was? A questionable decision.
It's just really weird. You're right. Because it was a weird thing to do. There's I just wanted to make you feel special. There's plenty of ways to make him feel special without bringing him to your room. I just thought it was weird because in the normal world, but really in any world, including reality TV, when you do that, there's a sexual implication to it. I'm sorry. There it is.
Yeah. On top of that, it's just a random hotel room in San Diego.
I know.
It's not you know what I mean? There's not really anything special about her room.
I don't think there's anything special about San Diego. However, I looked up this resort, the Seabird Resort. It did look nice. It's owned by the Hyatt. It's 4.5 stars. Has the number 3.
4.5 stars is nice.
Number 3 pool in the country, according to TripAdvisor. So it did look nice. Nevertheless,
do you trust those ratings?
Not completely, but I think it's a decent sign of something. I don't book exclusively on that, but it's a sign of something.
Exclusively on stars or exclusively on like TripAdvisor's advice?
I read the reviews to see what people get mad about. Like when people are like, I would like this place is like terrible. They didn't have breakfast ready. I don't really care because like my priorities are not the same as every TripAdvisor reviewer.
Yeah.
So
fair. I'm just wondering, I usually don't like going anywhere that I don't know anyone that has gone. Like I want someone that I know to have gone there and tell me it's good or not good.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends where I'm going. Like on a beach vacation, usually like the hotel itself and the room needs to be really good. But like on a city location, like for a beach, the hotel and the room need to be awesome. For a city vacation, I feel like location is more important. So I don't know. Varies.
Okay.
Anyway, Dotun seems to be a front runner in their words of affirmation to each other, even though we didn't see them make out. I think getting a group date rose is pretty significant because you stand out from everyone else, you know?
For sure. I also think Dotun is a front runner. And I thought the words of affirmation conversation was great. I'm a big words of affirmation person. But I also thought like, and I don't know if I'm just like coming at this from like more of a jaded perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of compliments for someone that you've known for 2 seconds.
I was like, what is he even complimenting her on? I had to rewind.
Yes.
I was like, did I miss something? And it's just the fact that he was complimenting her on bringing him to her room. And that's just like not really something worthy of all the praise. I guess the point was that she made him feel special, but I don't know. Did she? If that's what he's basing it on, it just kind of seemed like BS. And he had like studied her and figured out how to get her to like him. I don't know why I'm shitting on Dotun. I like Dotun.
I like Dotun a lot, and it's not just Dotun in general. You know, like a lot of these guys give her like these crazy compliments, and I'm like, you've had 1 second with her.
I know,
and it's always
don't know her at all.
I can tell that you really value people's time and want to. I'm like, no, you don't. How can you tell that?
I know. There's no evidence of that. And if she really did, she wouldn't have allowed. She could have said Sean like. She could have said double denim Ken. We had a great time together on the pier. Like, let someone else go first so that I can get some more time with you or time with them. We've already gotten a lot.
By the time they've done that before on The Bachelor, like they've been like, oh, another round. You know what I mean? Like they'll purposely say something so that they know it's got to be quick. Like I got to meet all these other guys that I've barely spoken to.
Yeah.
Is it just this season or do you feel like we're getting a lot of a very small group of guys and not much of everyone else?
I think that is true. But the guys who we're not getting a lot of are like basically gone. James is gone. Aaron S. we got a lot of, but he's now gone. Adrian, I feel like we did get a lot of, but I think he's gone now too.
Yeah, he's gone.
If I recall correctly. Yeah, I think they're going to narrow it down quicker. But also there's fewer guys this season, which I prefer. I don't want to spend time on like duds or people who are just like causing problems. I mean, even spending so much time on Brayden is terrible, and we'll come back to that. But even like Aaron B, I feel like we're getting a lot of him. And I know he's not going to win. You want to know why?
Oh, no. Like, you know for a fact?
No, just no spoilers. Based on my assessment of 3 episodes so far, I know he's not going to win because he was wearing a turtleneck tonight. And guys who go hard on turtlenecks don't win on this show.
I thought you were going to say, I know he's not going to win because usually people that tell on other people just don't go far.
That as well. Well, that's a problem too. Because also like, she likes Brayden. So she doesn't want to be around Aaron B when he's telling her that Brayden's like not here for the right reasons.
It didn't go very far. She kept Brayden. Also, do we want to get into that?
Well, anything else about the group date?
Is there anything else about this group date that you want to talk about?
Yes, there is. A couple things I want to throw out. First of all.
Okay, let's go.
I liked Charity's pink outfit a lot, including her shoes. I thought she looked great. And they're styling her very well.
I think she always looks... okay, that's fair. I was going to say she always looks great, but the styling choices...
much improved.
Who was the last Bachelorette?
Rachel and Gabby, and they both looked bad, particularly Rachel.
Yeah, I was like, was that the last one? Yeah, Rachel did not look... Her face is beautiful. It was what she wore. Yeah. What she was wearing the entire time was so bizarre that we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I will say on that note, Rachel got a breast reduction, and I feel comfortable talking about it because she showed her scars on Instagram, I think, and like she's really open about it. I did think that they styled her better when she appeared last week, and I was wondering if it's because like she feels more comfortable in different kinds of clothes, so she's like more interested in wearing them. I'm not sure, but I do think that's like probably worth mentioning. And I'm happy for her. She's happy.
Yes. And the people in my life, I haven't really talked to you about this, but I know you fall into this category.
I know where you're going with this.
That have larger boobs. I have larger boobs right now because I'm breastfeeding. And it is weird how having large boobs makes your entire body look different.
It just makes tops a lot harder to wear. It makes you look different.
Yeah,
it's like
so
just
many
different.
things. Also, like people with no boobs, which, by the way, I'm thinking also of getting a reduction when I'm done breastfeeding.
Okay.
People that don't have like a lot of boobs, like they can wear like V-neck t-shirts and they look totally fine. They can wear like a tank top with no bra. It's just like having big boobs, I just think changes the aesthetic of your entire look.
Yes.
And a lot of people are weird about showing like actual cleavage. It's
a lot hard.
She probably looked way bigger than what she is because of her boobs.
I think she definitely did based on how she looked last week. But
yeah,
I'm happy for her. I also think it's cool that she's like so open about like her scars and stuff and just the whole process. Like, you know, I just think it's cool. Anyway, but I think also probably for the stylist, Carrie, he probably doesn't know how to dress that type of body because it's not common on this show. So, relatedly, I thought that JoJo was wearing an abominable outfit. Like it was like so many ruffles. It looked so bad. And that's the kind of thing you could never wear with
very
big boobs.
Barbie.
Very Barbie, but you could never wear that with big boobs. Ruffles, like shit that goes down the front and down the chest, that's a no with big boobs. No way. It looks awful.
Like we don't want to draw any more attention.
It just looks bad. It makes you look bigger and like boxier. Yeah, it just looks shitty.
I think in general, having big boobs makes you look at least a size bigger. At least a size.
Interesting. I don't know. Haven't thought about it like that. So I always have, but like it definitely is a different way of dressing. You can't wear a lot of summer stuff too. Relatedly, just in terms of looks, I thought that Jordan Rogers looked very hot. And I was like, am I attracted to Jordan Rogers right now? I think I am.
I think I'm in the majority when I say I've always thought he was attractive. He may have not been my type on the show.
Yeah. He's
but
a handsome man.
I feel like before we heard anything come out of his mouth, he was probably the most attractive on the show.
He definitely was. But I don't know. There's something about like, there's something about being on The Bachelorette that's inherently unattractive. That's very hard to overcome. And he's now overcome it for me. He looked good.
You know why I think he's overcome it? Because I think you're the same way. I start to really like people that have an entire identity outside of The Bachelor.
Yes, definitely.
Like when I think of Jordan Rogers, he has so many other things going on. Like, I don't think he needs The Bachelor.
He does not.
For anything.
No, he definitely
I feel like he's doing this for JoJo, which also makes him more attractive.
Yeah, they seem like they have a great relationship. I don't know. I really support them. They seem totally meant to be.
Another thing that makes me like him more and her more, their relationship was the most realistic thing we've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they didn't get married after a year.
They're like, it was hard. They had to work through it. And yeah, I totally agree.
Also, they were like, we want to be together for a long time before we actually decide to get married.
Right. There's no rush.
Yeah.
They seem great. I wonder, I hope they're happy. Hope they don't break up. Hope we're not jinxing them. Another person who does need The Bachelorette or doesn't, I'm not sure. Simu Liu. Will he say no to any reality show? He was on Selling Sunset, if you recall.
No, I know.
I don't get it. He's in a Marvel action star. Why is he doing this?
Yeah, no, to your point, he definitely does not need it. I don't know what the motive is.
It's so confusing.
On Selling Sunset, he was with
either Chrishell or Mary. I can't remember. I think it was Mary.
Chrishell or Mary.
Buying a house, yeah. I don't know, man. Simu Liu, walk away. You're good. You're in a lot of movies. You're in a lot of big franchises. You don't need this.
I think Selling Sunset was a little bit more cringe. This is like fine. He's promoting a movie he's in. It didn't bother me as much.
And he sent a video. He didn't even appear there, but whatever.
Pretty easy ask. You know what else? He probably is just a really nice guy. He comes across that way. So I think it's probably hard for him to say like no to helping somebody out.
I guess. I hope he got paid for that. That's all I'll say. Just, you know.
I don't think they got paid. The whole entire episode was like
$5.
An ode to Barbie. An ode to Barbie.
Oh, I thought
like,
you were talking
the
about
episode was a marketing episode for Barbie.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. It's pretty The amount of Barbie marketing is wild. But that said, it's working. I definitely want to see the movie. So
I don't want to see the movie, but it is working to the point where I feel like I've thought about Barbie more than I ever thought I would. Barbie the movie.
Yeah.
And multiple times I have asked myself, how is this everywhere?
I know. Me too. I'm like stunned by it. I can't. I love the filmmaker, Greta Gerwig. Also, they mentioned Greta Gerwig, and I was like, do any of these guys know who that is? Like, did any of these guys see Little Women or Frances Ha or White Noise? Like, I'm just like, what's their level of awareness?
No, but you know how they act? Like, even when Simu Liu came on and they were like, oh my God. I'm like, what do they tell them to do?
Just cheer. Whenever it happens, be excited. They're probably just like, be excited. That's it. Last note on the group date, on the topic of attire. I don't know if you noticed Jordan Rogers' pleather shirt, but it was like some weird
I did. It was
dark
green
gray.
pleather.
Green? I thought it was gray.
I thought it was...
It was awful.
I guess... Yes.
Whatever it was.
I feel like it was very not Ken. It was very like trendy.
Yeah. It wasn't the pink aesthetic. It certainly is not something Ryan Gosling will be wearing in the movie. All right, let's move on. We haven't talked about Brayden because he sucks. This week, Brayden did not get the time to put in specific earrings for his one-on-one. And I was really wondering if he was upset about that. And he must have been, because he really made up for it with the earrings he wore at the end. I mean, those were some really flashy earrings at the end to make up for what he did not wear on the one-on-one when they went to the Padres stadium.
We've talked about this. His earrings couldn't be more of an immediate no for me.
You know, his earrings reminded me of like what you would buy at like a flea market, which were like your grandmother's earrings when you've donated them and they have like no value after she's passed away. I'm like, there aren't even like cool earrings. Like Dotton's studs looked great. Occasionally Brayden's studs look okay.
No.
But he picks he just has really bad style. He has no swagger at all. And like he thinks he's pulling these earrings off, but he is just not. Like he is no Nate. He is no Dotton. It's not good.
Okay, Nate is a great example.
Nate's happy birthday. He had a birthday party over the weekend.
Happy birthday, Nate. We love you here. Nate can pull off almost any earring, I think.
Nate can pull off almost anything. He's so confident and so hot.
But I also don't think that Nate is going to make the same choices that Brayden has made.
No, he's not going to. Nate is obviously like beloved by all. He's very like chill. And by the way, Nate with a Y, Michelle's Nate. He is like, just Brayden is so insecure that he has to be like this jokey, showy guy who's like, oh, I don't know if I can get engaged. And meanwhile, Nate's just like, go with the flow. Yeah, I'm wearing earrings. Big deal.
I know we touched on Aaron for a second, but this is the second time it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Brayden, how he says things in front of the guys and how he re-explains it to Charity are completely opposite. And for some reason, the guy who tells on him is not doing a good job of explaining how he's saying it.
It makes it seem... Brayden is like literally gaslighting her. Like, I don't use that lightly, but based on what he says to the guys versus what he says to her, it is like a total distortion of what actually happened.
100%.
And it's very frustrating to watch. And yeah, you're right. Like Aaron B needed to be more specific of like, here's what he said. It's like, guys, remember and be clear. If you're going to get involved in this and wade into it at all, make it worth it. You know, tell her what he said and how he said it.
Set the scene.
Yes.
This wasn't a one-on-one conversation with Brayden and I. In front of the entire group, he said he's not sure if he can marry you. And he's kind of just going with the flow and seeing what happens. He also said, how would I be able to make a decision about marrying someone who just finished dating 20 of my friends? And I wanted to be like, bud, most of these guys don't like you. You don't have 20 friends here.
Although one of them, I think it was Joey, was like, I like Brayden a lot as a person, but it's like, do these guys like Brayden? He's just going for screen time. Brayden's just looking to be famous. Clearly, because why else did he go on the show? He knew exactly what he was signing up for. He's not like unfamiliar with it. So he's just a total bullshitter.
100%. Also, it wasn't James, but James was talking to someone. James did say, I agree with what Aaron said. I just don't agree with how he went about it. And James, I agree with you. I'm fine with Aaron even saying it at the rose ceremony.
James got robbed.
Yeah, but I need him to say it in a more specific way so Charity knows like how Brayden is talking about her and this experience.
Right.
That being said, when she went and talked to Brayden, how he was like, Charity, like I already told you this. Da, 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 da. How is she not seeing these red flags?
She is, and she's ignoring them. She did seem mad. I will say.
Well, okay. I felt like that was also annoying to me.
Well,
like I have no problem ripping that rose right off. Like I'll do things that haven't been done before. I'm pissed off. Da, 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 da. Brayden, and like how she started talking to him, and then she's like, "Yeah, okay, you can stay."
I think she really likes being the Bachelorette, and that's not a bad thing, obviously. But I just think she sort of like maybe shares with Brayden that she's like playing things up a little bit for the camera, which makes for good TV and gives us something to talk about, but it makes it a little bit disingenuous.
She did seem mad, but I don't think she followed through with any of it.
No, she didn't.
Like she did way more talking before she got in front of Brayden. And then in front of Brayden, she was like, didn't put up much of a fight.
They're kind of similar in the way they're approaching their conflict with each other.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
So, I don't know. He's obviously just, I guess she likes him. I don't know. She did seem like she had a good time, but she basically had a good time with everyone except for Warwick.
Well, that's because he didn't speak.
Yeah. So any sentient being, just someone she can enjoy, which is a credit to her almost. Like she's so
also,
fun, but I don't know.
She did end the Warwick date pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed painful. That's the kind of date where you're like in the real world, you're like, you go to the bathroom and you don't come back. You're just like, I'm done here.
Yeah, she was like, right, so thanks for everything. I think you should go home. Can I walk you out? I was like, all right.
I liked it. She got rid of him real quick.
Since I have dinged her for every bad decision, good decision, Charity. It was time for him to go.
Definitely. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code Visible24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. Aside from Brayden, the guys that she seems to like, I also like. I like Joey. I like Dotun. I like John B. Kind of.
Xavier.
He's really, really. Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about Xavier knitting. Oh, my God. I saw him knitting on the bus and I was like, oh, interesting way for him to pass time. And then he gave her that absolutely hideous scarf. And I was like, wow, okay, he's a knitter. I love Xavier, but he needs to get some better yarn. That thing was so ugly.
She seemed so excited about it.
It's kind of cool. I really like him. He seems awesome. And he's like droll. And the way he talks to the camera is fun.
I think that him knitting made me like him more.
Same,
but
absolutely.
I generally like him, but I do like that he has like this random hobby.
Me too. I love it. Also, I feel like he's it suggests to me that like he's got like a way of like relaxing. I don't know. I'm just like, why else would he be knitting? But to like, I don't know, pass time, create something. I don't know. He's got a hobby and I love it.
I love it too. I think who's in your top 3?
Dotun, Joey, and like I'm interested in Tanner. Meaning I'm attracted to Tanner, but we don't know much about him. And the fact that he's a mortgage lender is... Actually, I think I like Xavier. I might need to take Dotun out based on what we've just been talking about. I'm going with Joey, Tanner, and Xavier. That's my top 3.
I'm going Joey, Xavier, and Dotun.
Yeah, I mean, that's Dotun's number 4 for me.
I think Joey's number 1 for me.
On Love Island recently, someone was like insistent on like, give me your top 2. Give me your top... Who was
Mitch?
that? Oh, yeah. It's just like, dude.
Of course.
Just... Mitch is the gift that keeps on giving. He's such a fucking clown in a great way. There doesn't always need to be a top 2. And I say that as someone who loves to rank stuff. Back to Brayden. I just need him to go. The other thing I need to go is helicopter rides. It's just not safe. Don't do it, guys.
I'm glad we talked about that. Not the helicopter ride, but I wanted to talk about the date. And when I asked you for your top 3, I was thinking like, wait, we missed something I wanted to talk about. The date was fine. Overall, they're not spending a lot of money right now from what we've seen.
I wonder.
Their first location is San Diego.
Is it hard? Have you ever been on a helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
I've only been on it like to do like a scenic tour of the island of Kauai in Hawaii. But like, if you're using it as like transportation, like, can you just land anywhere? Do you have to like get permission? Like, how are they allowed to like?
You have to have permission. You have to have a helipad. It's like a lot like I guess you don't have to land.
They landed
somewhere.
in the stadium.
Well, yeah, no, I know. But that's grass. You can do that. Like, I know it's not okay, but people land on golf courses a lot.
Interesting. I feel like helicopters it's just not. First of all, we're obviously all never going to forget Kobe Bryant's death. But moreover, it's just like, do they have to travel that way? I mean, I guess it's not very far to San Diego. By the way, the guys were like so excited to be going to Oceanside. It's like, not that great, but okay.
Exactly. The producer was like, be excited.
Yeah.
Helicopters freak me out now.
Me too.
Because of Kobe. But yes,
they've always been pretty unsafe.
You can land anywhere with grass, but I'm assuming you kind of have to let people know. But
I'm sure they got permission.
For that, yes, because they're like landing on private property. But yeah, I do know people that land on golf courses not really with permission. So not sure how that works.
Okay.
But the date was fine, whatever. Everything Brayden says is not fine.
Also, the way he says it. The way that he moves his eyes freaks me out. There's something about like the way his eyes exude like an energy while he's like saying something creepy that I just really don't care for.
I don't like, obviously this is well documented on these first 3 podcasts, but I just don't like Brayden. Even in his confessionals, he seems to be standing like further away from the camera than most people in confessionals.
He's also like always moving. He can't be still.
Always moving. Moving. And he'll be like, ooh, I got a kiss. I'm like, what?
That was really good. Yeah, he makes a lot of noise and moves.
But he's also like this in person. Charity's just like, yeah, I love it.
The moving is like, is it a nervous tick? Like, what's going on?
But what about the...
How could you enjoy spending time with him and take him seriously?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so good. I gotta make out with Charity.
I don't know how you could enjoy spending time with him. I would really choose almost anyone else over him. It's so weird. And he's just like, he's so much. Just like, calm down and be normal, man.
I wish everyone could see my face. But like, every time he comes on my screen, my upper lip immediately just like goes above my teeth.
Because you're grossed out. Yeah, I can't. I also just like find it boring.
It's more gross. It's not grossed out. It's just more cringe.
Yeah.
Also, my take last week was wrong, and you were right. I don't think he's been like cool his whole life.
No, definitely not. I think he's really nervous. I think that's part of what's going on. But he's like overcompensating in a ridiculous way. I'm not even sure he's nervous about winning or nervous about like impressing Charity. I think he has some other goal in mind. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And he's like nervous about his performance overall.
Maybe. The other thing I was thinking is, to your point, based on what the guys are saying, the gaslighting thing obviously is a no for me. But it doesn't seem like people like hate him.
No.
Even Aaron going and like pulling him aside, like that was really nice. And how he talked to him was really nice. It wasn't like a fuck you, bro. Like, it wasn't that. So I think another reason why I don't like him so much is because I'm like, it's not because I think you're a bad person. It's that I think that you couldn't be more wrong for Charity. And this is dumb that we're wasting our time here. Do I think that there's like, you know, like a little like hippy dippy girl that would love him? 100%.
That makes me think of when Paul on Love is Blind said he looks for witchy women.
I'm sure him and Brayden would have a similar time. You know who's not a witchy woman? Charity.
Charity looked so comfortable in the pink platform heels and the pink outfits, the opposite of witchy. And she looked great. She should. I mean,
also, she's just
not a criticism.
her background, like everything about her is not that.
Yeah, she's like kind of like basic in a way.
Yeah, just like abnormally pretty basic. Abnormally pretty space basic.
Yeah.
Based on charity, I know we said the guys that we like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see her with someone like Aaron. Does that make sense?
Me too. Yeah, I think a cheese ball. That's why I think Dotun is such a good fit for her, because I think he's kind of cheesy. And he has like the seriousness that Aaron has, and is a little bit less cringe. A lot less cringe than Aaron.
Okay, so if I were Charity, sorry, I would want to lean more into the Dotun. Maybe even Xavier. But Xavier almost seems a little bit too cool.
I think he is too cool and also like too comfortable doing his own thing. The knitting is really indicative of that to me.
Yeah. By the way, Xavier will do great on Bachelor in Paradise.
Love Xavier. He's great.
If Dotun doesn't win, I think he'll do great. Joey is going to be the next grocery store Joe.
But like so much better. I really
you don't
Joe.
like grocery store Joe. Yeah. I like grocery store Joe, but I feel like he's going to be beloved like Joe was.
Yeah, I think so too. And I just don't think Joey seems ready for a serious relationship based on the information I have. But that's okay. That's why you got to go to Paradise, bro.
I think he is ready, but I don't think Charity's picking him. So
okay.
I think it's between Dotun and Aaron for who she picks.
Dotun and Aaron for in the end. Interesting. Dotun, Aaron. Who else could she maybe pick? Yeah, I think those guys. I think, and then
we can leave room for Tanner because we just don't know enough.
Yeah, I think that means he won't go far. But I think John B, Joey, they go far. Let's see who else we have left. She likes him.
John B. I forgot about John B. I like him too. The Ken performance threw me off, but outside of that, I like John B.
Per producer Ashleigh, we're down to a small group already. We've got Dotun, Brayden, Aaron B. Oh, Caleb, who I cannot stand. White Caleb. Xavier, Joey, Michael, John, Sean, and Tanner. It's a pretty small group headed into week 4. Not a lot of potential winners in there. I mean, Sean, no way. Tanner, I don't think so. Michael, doubt it. It's not a long list.
I feel like we whittled it down pretty quickly.
We really did.
But she started with less people than normal, right?
Yeah, she had 25. Not that few, but still. I'm happy about it, though. I don't need so many superfluous guys. Like, let's cut it down. We were talking about Grocery Store Joe and Joey and Paradise, which reminded me. Andrew S. from Katie's season in Paradise. This will also take us to Love Island. He had an attempted hard launch of a new relationship on social media over, I think, the July 4th weekend, maybe.
Yes.
Did you see this?
Yes.
He was like, posted some picture of him or a video of him and a girl making out with like fireworks or sparklers. And then she like told him to take it down. And that's what he did. And she started airing him out, I think, on TikTok. And apparently she's like 19 and really young. And I saw people on Reddit debating if 19 is too young for him because he's 28. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like, it's technically not a crime. I don't think it's great, but he seems immature to me. So I'm sort of like, maybe that's emotionally correct. But then have you seen any of Casa Amor?
No. Oh, yes.
Okay. So you've met the new girls.
Yes.
Amber, one of the new girls, is 19.
19.
And I was
just
like, this is too young for me. Like, I don't enjoy watching a 19-year-old. She seems and looks really young. And I was like, I don't want to watch basically someone who seems this young and like timid on a dating show. I'm just like, I feel uncomfortable with this. I hope she does not get picked. I was curious how you feel.
She does seem young. I don't know if this is based on my personal life and that's why I feel this way. But I think there's a difference between her 19 and an average person's 19. She's probably experienced a lot more than the average 19-year-old based on her family.
Because her dad played for Chelsea.
Yes.
Dennis Wise, who I don't know who that is.
Me either. But still, if you're paying for Chelsea...
yeah, you're really, really good.
Yeah. It's like...
You're literally one of the best footballers in the world of the most popular sport in the world.
100%. Like, do I think Kylie Jenner is a normal 19-year-old? No.
Yes, that's a good point. I also think it's funny that Love
She's
Island...
still only 19. I just think there's a different... Like, she seems a little bit more mature than an average 19-year-old, and she's probably done things that people that are like 25 haven't.
Right. I don't know. There's just something about her being so young. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Also, Sammy sucks, and she was talking to Sammy. So I was like, stay away, girl.
I was going to say, though, 100% stay away from Sammy. On the Andrew S. thing, if I'm hard launching a relationship, the sentence, "it's technically not a crime," is not something that I want people to say.
That's a great point. I also would like to add that if you're hard launching a relationship, I think you should be sure that the girl's on board. Then you should be, or whoever they put the partner. Period. Also, you really wanted to be a launch because there was like a rocket type thing in it. It was just like so orchestrated, and it went so poorly. I got to say that really hurts his stock with me. I was like, I didn't really think about him as a creep, but now I do. It's just a unbecoming situation.
Yeah, the other thing is that like that group of Bachelor guys, him, Justin, who
Rodney,
else there?
Nate,
Rodney, no,
Greg.
in there. Don't put Nate in there.
Sorry.
Actually, don't even put Rodney in there.
Well, they do hang out a lot.
You can put Greg in there. So I'm going to go Andrew, Greg,
Justin,
and
Mikey P.
Did like
Katie's guys.
Mikey P. They did a whole college tour,
right,
afterwards, and I think they were getting paid for it. So I don't think they were just. But they probably did meet a lot of 19-year-olds on that tour.
100%. There's also a lot of speculation about if Greg and Victoria broke up. Unclear.
Why? They're not posting as much?
Not posting as much. I can't tell.
Oh my gosh.
That reminds me, you know who did break up? Lana and Ron.
We knew that was coming.
Definitely.
I would be so happy if Greg was the next Bachelor.
He's never going to be Callie. This is a pipe dream of yours. You can get him on a different show. Oh, more reality news I wanted to share with you. So they're filming Special Forces, or they filmed it.
Oh, again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, season 2. I don't know everyone
Tom
who's on
Sandoval's on it?
Sandoval, Nick Viall, and Tyler Cameron.
What?
Tyler Cameron and Nick, yes.
Wow.
That's the rumor.
I watched season 1.
I know you did.
A lot of reality stars for season 2. It is very much like last year was a lot of professional athletes.
Well, I can't speak to Sandoval's athleticism. We know he works out a lot and he's now jacked, but Tyler and Nick, I think, are both pretty good athletes. So we'll see how they do.
Nick is a good athlete?
Yeah, I believe he's a runner. He ran track.
I cannot see an athletic bone in his body. Tyler definitely looks athletic.
Tyler played college football in Division I ACC. So yes.
Tom, I have no idea if he's athletic or not, but he gives me more athlete than Nick.
That's only because he bulked up lately. He's like clearly hitting the protein powder every morning. Yes.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying even before then, like,
he gives me a swimmer body.
One of my friends is rewatching from the very beginning of Vanderpump.
Wow.
So she keeps sending me like clips. By the way, if you haven't done that, the clips she's resending me, you can hear her cackling in the background.
Had she ever watched?
Never.
Oh, so it's from the beginning. Cool.
She's like, it is so good.
It is a great show. I love when they're living in their messy apartments in West Hollywood. I love when they're really strivers. That's like the best time. It's like seasons 2 and 3.
She just watched Sheena's wedding, her first one.
To Mike Shea. That's a good. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah.
I think I like it before Brittany Cartwright hits the scene. Basically,
I pretty much like it the entire time.
Yeah, I mean,
there was like, of
course,
the last 2 seasons before this season weren't great, but other than
that, season with like the new people that tried to work in was bad, like Dana, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's a great show. Completely agree. I mean, great stuff. Shall we talk a little bit Love Island?
Yes,
Callie's behind.
Yes.
So
I'm 3 episodes behind. I haven't watched Saturdays, Sundays, or Mondays. The last episode I watched was in Casa, and it seems like Ella is going to break my heart. And as my husband was yelling at the TV, she's going to make a mug out of time.
Do I look like a mug? Uzi is very handsome. He's got beautiful, beautiful eyes. He's got Jesse Williams eyes. Like very bright.
Yeah. I mean, Uzi, to my recollection, is the best looking guy we've had in Casa in a long time.
These people in general, I think, are not.
Yeah,
I think the women. I think the women are really good looking. Here's my main takeaway from Casa: the Villa guys really suck, and we're dragging these girls down because I like all of them more in Casa. I'm just like, oh, they're a lot more fun. The guys are just like, they're just dead weight, really, except for Ty and Mitch. Everyone else, I just don't need you. It's a little bit. To be
honest, it's a little bit leave it. I agree with you, Ty, Mitch, and I'm fine with Zach and Molly because how Zach is acting around Molly, from what I've seen so far, has provided me some good laughter.
I was dying when she comes in and he just like loses the ability to speak. It's like Ariel in The Little Mermaid around Prince Eric cannot speak. I don't know why I keep referencing Prince Eric. It is so funny.
When she was like asking him questions, he was just saying words. None of them connected. None of it. If you put if there's a transcript of that conversation, nothing he said made sense.
Nothing. He doesn't do confrontation, is what I'm learning. He's a yes man. Yeah, he's a yes man.
He hates it.
And
because even when he confronted Mitch about awesome, Mitch he might be an all-star cast member.
I also think he gets increasingly. He looks good. I will say he looks good with the tan. I feel like I like him more as he gets more tan.
His personality, like even when he told, who was he talking to? Oh, when he was talking to Katie.
Yeah.
And Zach was telling the boys, he was like, "Oh, it's just Mitch being Mitch, bruv." Like he's just out of control all the time. And then when Zach was like, "Did you tell her that I said it was dry?" He was like, yeah, I did. I don't know why."
I love Mitch.
He is so funny to me.
Me too. I think he is so funny and like harmless. That's why it's so funny.
Just to be clear, he does not know he's being funny.
No, he doesn't. I think he's starting to catch on. But yeah, I think he's just Mitch being Mitch, as Zach said. When
they came in and he was like, "Well, I've been single for 3 weeks. I don't even know I'm still here." Like everything he says is hilarious to me.
I think that I like really am so confused by Scott. I'm just like, what's going on with this dude? He's so boring. I don't know. I guess that's what it's like to just be. He's also basic. He's just like a handsome footballer.
He's good looking. He's boring. And obviously Sammy was wrong. Yeah. Scott likes black women.
Yeah, he does.
So Sammy not believing it, you were wrong.
Sammy sucks. I just like cannot.
Oh, he's the worst. But even I do. Obviously, he really likes Catherine. But also, the only person that he was like maybe was also a black woman.
Yeah, it's true. The other thing I've realized. I mean, I obviously have so much to say, but I'm ahead of you. So I mean, I just know you're going to want to talk about it. But Maddie clearly was dragging the show down, and now that he's gone, it's like a happier
way
day
better
in Mallorca. Thank God he's gone.
Way better. We talked about this before he signed on. I like Whitney.
I do too. I'm back in on Whitney. Here's the thing. Maddie was really dragging her down because he was so mean to her and like
so mean
and like undercutting her so much. Now that he's gone, she's like seems happier and more confident, and it's like she's a much more person. Fun. Yeah.
Also,
seems like a great friend.
Is a crazy thing to blame Maddie for, but all of a sudden she's like prettier to me. She's dressing better.
I agree with you.
I've laughed. I'm like, wait, did she? Like, I'm so confused.
I think that he really fucked with her head, and I'm so glad he's gone. But I guess in the UK, Whitney's really popular. And generally, apparently, Whitney's like a huge fan favorite. So I think that you and I are in the minority of not having liked her until recently.
Well, I like her now.
Me too. I like everyone
I told
more
you,
now.
I'm like, yeah, I like everyone more now. As I've said on the show, I just absolutely love Tyreek. So Ella is really hurting my feelings. But I do like Uzi. So I'm not like mad at her for it. I'm just like, and you've already seen this episode, so don't tell me.
Okay.
But me thinking she's going to recouple and knowing Tyreek's not, just like makes me want to cry.
I won't comment on that, but I will say I like Uzi and I like Ella more around Uzi than I do Ella around Ty. She's like way more calm and just like chill.
She was insecure with Ty.
Yeah.
For rightful reasons, because Ty's nuts. But I just love Ty. And
yeah, he's great. But do you want Ty to be with Ella?
No, I don't like Ella.
So
I know. But
relax.
He's never been in a relationship. He's not this kind of guy. So for him to get to this point, and I was so excited for Casa for Ty to crack on. And for him to prove everyone wrong, and it's not because there wasn't good looking girls. He just was like from day dot. He said when they said whose clothes off, he raised his hand.
Yeah, he's the only one. I have to say, one of my complaints about the show until Casa was that like I just don't care about any of the relationships. But one thing that's been fun about Casa is on the flip side, it's much more impactful because people are like interested.
Way more active.
So it's like it kind of
also
it's working out really well this time. And also the Molly twist is good, but we saw that coming. But even so, like I didn't believe anyone actually liked each other, and so I'm like so happy to have Casa because it's like, oh, good, new set of guys, new set of girls, and it's making me like the girls a lot more because they're not having to fake it with these like boring humdrum losers.
And you've already seen this, so don't comment, but it makes the recoupling way more fun.
Yes, I really want to talk about the recoupling. Where are you at with Molly? You happy to see her come back?
It's fine. It's whatever. I love Zach.
I do not care for Zach.
Did not like him with Katie. So anything's better than that. He didn't like Katie, clearly. He was ready to crack on with anyone that gave him attention.
I know they joke about Katie being old, but she is much more poised than everyone else. Like, she just is.
Do you like Katie?
Not really. Well,
yeah, she can go.
I have some comments for later, but
okay.
I think she will go. Like, just who could she, of everyone that's on the show, both Casa and Villa, like, who could she couple with? Like, no one.
Yeah, but I don't even think she wants to. She won't even kiss people. She's on here to get famous. More famous.
Yeah, I guess it was
she
probably
needs relevancy again.
She needed to get involved. I just dying. I have so many questions about production. Like, how much did the Casa people get to see? Up until what point? What edit are they seeing? Is it the same as us? Like, I just have so many questions.
Yeah, also with Molly, she got to see everything.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy unfair advantage. And you could tell when she came back into the villa, she was definitely egging on the Casa girls. And I'm like, oh, she saw the villa girls talk shit about her.
Definitely.
Because none of them liked her.
I don't like her either. I think she seems like a real bitch. Not for me.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk more, Callie. It's just like things are finally heating up. And it's inspired me to go back and watch all the unseen bits that I've skipped because someone DM'd me that I should because it'll make me like everyone more. And now that I feel invested, I'm like, yes, I'm going to go back and do that. Great background noise.
Well, we might have to do another pod this week.
I agree. Catch up.
Exclusively Love Island.
Please. A Love Island bonus.
While we were sitting here, I texted my husband and I was like, wait, have you watched Love Island yet? Because I haven't. And he was like, no, but I am tonight. And I was like, what? No, I get home I was like, no, I get home tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, I leave tomorrow. I'm not waiting a week to watch this.
Where's he going?
Tahoe.
Oh, for golf.
Yes, he's in that golf tournament. So he doesn't get home till Sunday.
All right. Well, you guys need to figure out a schedule and like FaceTime or whatever. Because I agree, you can't wait a week. I can't wait either. So
yeah, so I might start watching on my plane ride tonight.
Oh my God. Amazing. Well, I can't wait to talk to you then. We'll be back. I'm definitely having Mina Kimes on later this week to talk about both Bachelor and Love Island because she's a fan. And more to come. Thank you, as always, to Ashleigh Smith. And we will talk to you soon. Have a great week.
Adios.